AfroTales Podcast is a part of the Connected Podcast Network. Chef. Yes, Glio. Don't you love how we get to share our stories and recipes? Yes, I enjoy it greatly. Do you know what makes it possible for everyone to hear us? Yes, Glio. Our voices, obviously. True, but it's also Anchor, a hosting platform that distributes the podcast to places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and others. Oh, yes. And isn't everything needed to make a podcast in one place? That's correct. And the best thing of all, Chef, it's free. Free, you say? Free. And all I had to do is download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. So, you just had to download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Yep. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm and do what we're doing now. Fantastic, Grio. Simply fantastic. I know, Chef. I know. Ahoy, my friend, and welcome aboard the AfroTales Podcast, a ship that will carry us from location to location, exploring the tales that grew from the African diaspora in the Americas and the Caribbean. I am Aman Mazinga, your teller of yarns. As we head out, a particular yarn for each location will be spun. Come, sit with me, and enjoy this journey. Mary Belle and the Mermaid. Mary Belle was the only daughter. Her mother and father treated her well. Yes, and they all lived on life's pleasant shore. But what happened? Well, the mother got ill, and she died. And it was not long before the father married again. The woman he married had two daughters, named Belle and Sadie. The girls treated Mary Belle, like she didn't belong to anybody. Yeah. And they treated her like she wasn't even a speck of dirt. Mary Belle felt so bad at all times, and she'd run off to the river so she could just stand on the bank and cry. One day, though, there came this thing out of the water. It rose up high on what looked like its tail. What in the world are you? I am what lives in the water. Don't you see my tail? I see you got no legs and that tail. But why do you cry, Mary Belle? Well, my good mother died. Then my own father married a woman who has two daughters, Belle and Sadie. They keep the meat back from me, and they feed me nothing, and they treat me like I'm a stepchild. I don't like the sound of that. Come with me. Mary Belle went with her, down and away, deep in the water. It was really pretty down there, full of fishes and caves and wavery light. The mermaid gave Mary Belle something cool to drink and lots of food to eat. Afterward, Mary Belle went on back home. All of them, her father, his wife, and her daughters, were having their supper. They wouldn't even give Mary Belle some. Just so mean. The next day, she went down to the river. Didn't know what came over her, but she had to sing. This is what she sang. Down, down to the deep and shady, pretty mermaid, take me down. All got still. Then there was a darkening in the river. Next thing, there came the mermaid. She splashed up on her tail, all shimmery, silver, blue, and gold. She slid on her belly in the waves and lifted her tail over her head like a fan. She came on over, took Mary Belle down. She gave Mary Belle lots of goodies to eat and some sugar and cream to drink. After a while, she brought Mary Belle up again. Mary Belle went home. She just couldn't keep still about it this time. So she told her father and stepmother, I went with the mermaid in the river. I wouldn't lie to you. The next day, when the sun was going up in the sky, all of them went down to the river to see this time. Her father said, Mary Belle's been down. Pretty mermaid, take me down. That's not the way to do it, says Bethla. Here, let me sing. And she sang. Mary Belle's been, Daddy wants to go. Pretty mermaidy, take me down. They waited a minute. Nothing darkened in the river. Nothing rose up. The youngest, Sadie, said, Let me do it. Let me sing. So she sang. Mary Belle's been, Daddy can't. Bethlehem wants to go down, down to the deep and shady. Pretty mermaidy, take me down on. Suddenly, there was a way darkening in the middle of the river. The mermaid came up. It was something about the youngest's voice. Mermaid slid on her belly and came to them on a wave. Her tail was up over her head, and it was sparkling wet and golden. She wiggled it, and it beckoned them to come to her. The father, though, he had a gun. He took it out and shot the poor mermaid through her tail. She shrieked. He shot her again. Now, there was a bright green foam all around her. She sank back down under and was gone. Gone. Mary Belle never dreamed her father would do what he did. She went away weeping. Came back the next day. Sang for the mermaid. Pretty mermaidy, it's me, Mary Belle. Take me down, down. But the pretty mermaid never came. Never rose up. Told you she was gone. Mary Belle didn't know if for certain. And when she did know at last, she walked into the river, waded out into the water until it most covered her. And Mary Belle disappeared under the rippling waves. Gone was she, like the mermaid, like her mother. Gone, gone, all the way gone. The end. that was an extremely interesting and emotional story. The first time I read that story, and the first few times I read that story, I read it with a more joyous ending, more lighthearted. But sometimes when it's time to read to other people, the true tone of the story comes about. And I don't know if you truly understand how reading those words and trying to express to you the pain that Mary Belle must have been going through. It's not always easy. It's like, I'm thinking, we hear the evil stepsister and stepmother tropes in fairy tales all the time, in folk tales all over the world. And this one may have been influenced by mermaid tales from Portugal and Africa. Well, definitely from Africa. But this one was very different. And maybe it's because I'm a dad also. But there was no evil stepmother in this. It was the father that was just and to do that, what he did to such a beautiful creature, it really brings into question what happened to his wife. If you're willing to do that to this beautiful creature, a mermaid, sparkling silver, blue, and gold, coming out of the water majestically, what would you do to an average woman that you knew? To take something that your daughter holds dear away from her. Why? Like, there's nothing in the story that says why he would even do that. Why would you even bring a gun? What legend had you heard about the mermaids that would make you want to kill one? And then my question is, how long did Mary Belle wait before she decided to just walk into the water? We have to be careful what we do to our children's dreams, to their ideas, to their joy. Because that was his fault. The father, the person that's supposed to protect his daughter. Well, we knew he wasn't much because of the way he treated her when he got the new woman. And we know people like that all the time. They get into relationships and completely forget everybody that was there before. But this one hurt me. I can't imagine a father treating his daughters that way. His child that way. But anyway. Let's head to see Chef and see what he has for this meal. And until the next voyage, have a blessed day. Welcome, my friends. I am your chef. And I know I feel bad for the little girl. Because mermaids are such beautiful creatures. So in honor of the story, I want to create a nice seafood dish that I was sent by a friend. Blackened Shrimp Nachos. Interesting, isn't it? So, how do you put this dish together? What will you need? Easy. 1 pound of peeled and deveined shrimp. The size is up to you. I prefer large or even jumbo. I am giddy. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 1 tablespoon of blackened or Cajun seasoning. The brand is up to you, unless you can make your own. Maybe that would be a recipe. 1 bag of tortilla chips. 1 jar of fresh pico de gallo. 1 package of shredded Mexican cheese. Optional cilantro for the garnish. I love cilantro, but I know not everyone can eat it. So, how do we turn this into a wonderful dish? Well, first we will preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. If you live where Celsius is used, please adjust accordingly. For the shrimp, we will add olive oil to a cast iron or heavy bottom skillet. I use cast iron. Over medium-high heat, we will add the raw shrimp to a bag and pour blackened seasoned over it. Shake that shrimp in the bag like you don't care. Like maracas even. To make sure the season is sticking. Fry the shrimp in an even layer for 2 minutes on each side and then set it aside. Next, begin layering process. This is not hard. So, I'll add half of tortilla chips, followed by half pico de gallo and half cheese. And then repeat this with remaining tortilla chips, pico de gallo, and shredded cheese. Top your nachos with the shrimp and bake for 10 to 15 minutes, not long, or until everything has melted together and is hot and bubbly. Remove from the oven and cook for 5 minutes. Then top with cilantro if so desired and if you so like the taste. Then serve. And my friend, you are done. So, as always, please go out. Do what you do. Make this wonderful recipe and let me know how it comes out. And don't forget about the little girl and her mermaid. So until I have another wonderful recipe for you, you know what to do. Enjoy. My friends, we are here, and I want to thank you for coming out here on this voyage with me. Thank you for doing what you do and giving me the time to get to this point. I want you to join me in thanking Art by Chalet. I want to also join me in thanking those who create the sound effects and music on freesound.org and Free Music Archive. I want you to share this journey with your family and friends so that way they can be blessed just as you are. If you want to leave a comment or a review so others can learn about this voyage, please do so wherever you can. All other ways to support and contact me will be in the show notes. So please go there, check it out, and do what you do best, and be you. Again, thank you. And until next time, have a blessed day.